New jersey for Giana that we have framed and we will be hanging in the gym. We remember Giana today as a student and a friend who brightened each day with laughter, an unbelievable smile, quick wit, and a compassion for others. I know many of us at Harbor Day have shared a lot of good times with Giana as a student in one of our classes, an HCS family member, or as a friend. And I know you will keep those memories close to your heart. Today we honor Giana as a student and as an athlete. As a coach, we always want to find and coach students who are committed, dedicated, and passionate about a sport. Giana was all of these. She was determined to learn everything she could about the sport of basketball and to work as hard as possible to develop her basketball skills. Her intensity as a competitor could be seen anytime she played the game. She was determined to give her all to help her team win. However, as much as she wanted to do well individually, she was also quick to recognize her teammates with a smile, a comment, or a high five when they performed well or made an outstanding play or accomplishment. She cared deeply about her teammates and was excited about their triumphs. Today we are retiring Giana's basketball jersey to commemorate her athleticism and caring spirit that she shared with us at Harbor Day. She will be the last person to wear the number 2 for a Seahawk basketball team. We hope that when you look at her jersey, hanging in a gym, you will remember Giana and be inspired to work hard and be passionate about whatever your interest is, whether it be education, student leadership, music, art, or athletics. I hope that seeing Giana's jersey will inspire you to keep alive Giana's unique ability to recognize when a friend is having a difficult day and share a kind word with them, giving them a hug or a smile, and let them know that you care, just like Giana. We love you, Giana, and you will always be in our hearts.
Gigi Bryant. Most of our school knew her as Gigi. Coach Pickard and I had the pleasure of coaching Giana and this wonderful 8th grade group this year. Giana was a warrior who gave 110% every time she stepped on the floor. She had that Mamba mentality. No matter who we were playing, she was going to force her will and help us find a way to win. She did just that. She willed us to the finals and got her teammates to compete at a very high level. During the semifinals versus Dwyer, Gigi took an elbow to the head, split her open. She was bleeding and she was cut. Most girls, most kids, they would have been done, but not our Gigi. She sat there looking at me with this annoying stare like, patch me up, I'm ready to go, coach. So that's what we did. We patched her up, got her back on the floor, and she helped contribute immediately. She was the heart and soul of this team. Her competitive nature was infectious. Gigi averaged a double-double, and there were many games with triple-doubles, and many games where she had 20 points and 10+ steals. She was always around the ball. Here's a quick funny story about Gigi. A couple weeks ago, our 8th grade boys were playing CDM, and I was on our recess duty. Gigi approached me and said, Coach Parks, where's my jersey? I kind of laughed and I said, hey, you're going to have to talk to Coach Arkin about that. But in actuality, the fact is, Gigi could have played with those boys. She could have helped them win some games. She was definitely able to hold her own at that level. In my 20 years of coaching basketball, I'm a basketball coach at Tesoro. Seen a lot of kids compete, kids go on to play at college. Gigi was one of the fiercest competitors that I've ever seen. She definitely represented the Mamba mentality every time she stepped on the floor. In ending, I want to give a quote from the great Kobe Bryant. The most important thing is to try to inspire people around you so they can be whatever they want to be in life. Fly high, Gigi.
We've got some 5th, 6th, and 7th grade girls who are going to sing a song for you that we're dedicating to our G. They've played with Giana in basketball and are connected with her, and I just felt moved to call them to sing this song. If you know the words, sing along.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you.
Many years ago, 5 or 6, and Giana was in probably 2nd grade. My family and I took a walk to Pacific Way for breakfast on some random Sunday, and we ran into the Bryant family. Natalia, Giana, and Mrs. Bryant. While my wife and Mrs. Bryant talked about my really bad ordering skills with my little kids, Natalia and I exchanged jokes about her zany basketball coach at the time, Mr. Mauser. And Giana played with the girls on the ground. I'll never forget a little giggle escaping Cece's lips. It made Natalia and me divert our attention to figure out what was happening. Cece was about 2 at the time. And she had made it clear to her mom and me that she would only wear this yellow Princess Belle dress. That dress was actually given to us by Mrs. Mauser and Penny. She loved that dress, and down on her knees right in front of Cece and Callie was Giana. Gigi was asking Cece about the dress and why it was her favorite. She softly poked at the front of Cece's tummy, which made Cece laugh. And Gigi kept repeating her inarticulate toddler talk, Cece's inarticulate toddler talk, saying this was her favorite dress and how pretty she looked. And Giana said that she also thought Princess Belle was a pretty awesome princess. In 8th grade literature class this week, I shared this story with my students. And my students on Monday shared their stories with me. And it became a really beautiful way for us to remember all the wonder and joy that Giana Bryant brought to our lives. Then on Tuesday, I came up with an idea. In this life, only your story matters. So we compiled a beautiful collection of stories, 44 stories, about just Giana. Because to Harbor Day, she was more than Mambacita or heir to a basketball birthright. She was more than a sister and a daughter. We took these stories and put them into a book that honors the Harbor Day part of her legacy. This book also honors her father, Kobe Bryant, the retired basketball player, invested father, and author. And in his post-basketball life, he had begun spearheading book explorations. We have 4 of these in our library. His biggest, the Wizenart series, is a collection of perspectives about a tryout for a middle school team. Rain, Twig, Cash, Peño, and Lab each tell the story of what happens over a 2-week tryout. And each story could have stood on its own. But there is a collective power, a broad power in understanding 44 stories as one. The 8th grade class mirrored Mr. Bryant's vision with a book of their own that they entitled the Mambasita Stories. In this book, you find 44 unique experiences, and with each experience, you learn more about our version of our dear Giana Bryant. Fly high, girl. Next, I have the privilege of introducing Mrs. Meyer.